Tucked along the southern coast of China, sitting at the mouth of the Pearl River Delta, lies one of the most extraordinary places on Earth. A city so small you could drive across it in under 20 minutes, yet so densely packed with history, culture, and spectacle that it could take a lifetime to truly understand. This is Macau, a place where the ancient and the modern collide in the most dramatic fashion imaginable, where centuries-old Portuguese cobblestone streets wind their way past towering casino resorts that dwarf anything you would find in Las Vegas. Macau is a city of contradictions, a city of layers, and a city that refuses to be defined by any single identity. It is simultaneously a relic of European colonialism, a living museum of Chinese heritage, and the gambling capital of the world. To understand Macau is to understand one of the most fascinating stories of cultural fusion ever written in the history of human civilization. The story of Macau begins long before the neon lights and the poker chips. For thousands of years, this small peninsula and its surrounding islands were home to fishing communities, people who lived simple lives along the South China Sea. Everything changed in the 16th century when Portuguese explorers arrived on these shores. In 1557, Portugal established a permanent settlement in Macau, making it the first European trading post in East Asia. For over 3 centuries, Macau served as a critical hub in the global spice and silk trade, connecting Europe, Asia, and the Americas in a web of commerce that helped shape the modern world. The Portuguese brought with them their language, their religion, their architecture, and their cuisine, and over the centuries, these elements blended with the local Cantonese culture to create something entirely unique. The result was a civilization unlike anything else on Earth. A place where Catholic churches stood beside Buddhist temples, where Portuguese egg tarts were sold next to traditional Chinese dim sum, and where the streets carried names in both Portuguese and Chinese. This cultural fusion, known as the Macanese culture, became the soul of the city, a living testament to centuries of coexistence and exchange. Portugal administered Macau for over 400 years, and it was only in 1999 that sovereignty was transferred back to China, making Macau a special administrative region, much like Hong Kong. Under this arrangement, Macau was granted a high degree of autonomy, allowing it to maintain its unique legal system, currency, and way of life for at least 50 years under the principle known as one country, two systems. Walking through Macau is like flipping through the pages of a history book, except the pages are made of stone and mortar. The historic center of Macau was inscribed as a United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization World Heritage Site in 2005, recognizing the extraordinary collection of historical buildings that tell the story of this city's remarkable past. The most iconic of these is the ruins of St. Paul's, the facade of a 17th century church that was destroyed by fire in 1835. Today, only the grand stone facade remains, standing proudly against the sky like a monument to resilience. It is perhaps the most photographed landmark in Macau, and for good reason. The intricate carvings on the facade blend Christian iconography with Chinese and Japanese artistic motifs, making it a physical representation of the cultural fusion that defines this city. Not far from the ruins stands the Ma Temple, one of the oldest temples in Macau, dedicated to the goddess of the sea. Legend has it that the name Macau itself is derived from the name of this temple. When Portuguese sailors first arrived and asked the locals what this place was called, the locals replied with the name of the temple, Amagao, meaning the Bay of Ama, and the Portuguese adapted this into the name Macau. Beyond these two landmarks, the city is filled with Baroque churches, colonial mansions, traditional Chinese shophouses, and grand public squares paved with the distinctive black and white wave-patterned cobblestones that are a hallmark of Portuguese urban design. The Senado Square, or Senate Square, is the heart of the historic district, a bustling public space surrounded by pastel-colored colonial buildings that would not look out of place in Lisbon or Porto. If history and architecture represent one face of Macau, then the casino industry represents another, and it is a face that the entire world has come to recognize. Macau is the only place in China where casino gambling is legal, and this simple fact has transformed it into the most lucrative gambling destination on the planet. To put this in perspective, Macau's gaming revenue has consistently surpassed that of Las Vegas by a significant margin, at times generating more than 5 times the revenue of the famous Nevada Strip. The liberalization of the gaming industry in the early 2000s opened the doors to international casino operators, and what followed was nothing short of a construction boom of epic proportions. The Cotai Strip, a stretch of reclaimed land connecting the islands of Taipa and Colonial, became the new frontier of casino development. Massive integrated resort complexes rose from the ground, each one trying to outdo the last in terms of sheer scale and spectacle. The Venetian Macau, which opened in 2007, is one of the largest buildings in the world by floor area, featuring a full-scale replica of Venice's Grand Canal, complete with gondolas and singing gondoliers, all housed inside an air-conditioned shopping and entertainment complex. The Galaxy Macau, the City of Dreams, the Parisian Macau with its half-scale replica of the Eiffel Tower, and the MGM Cotai are just a few of the colossal resorts that have turned this small territory into a playground for the wealthy. But it is important to understand that Macau's casino industry is not simply a copy of Las Vegas. The games played here, the clientele, and the entire culture surrounding gambling are distinctly Chinese. Baccarat is by far the most popular game, accounting for the vast majority of gaming revenue, and the high roller rooms, known as VIP rooms, cater to some of the wealthiest gamblers in Asia. Beyond the casinos and the historic monuments, Macau has a vibrant everyday life that is deeply rooted in its unique cultural heritage. The food of Macau is perhaps the most tangible expression of its mixed identity. Macanese cuisine is a rare and fascinating culinary tradition that blends Portuguese cooking techniques with Chinese, Indian, Malay, and African ingredients and flavors, a reflection of Portugal's far-reaching colonial empire. Dishes like African chicken, a spicy grilled chicken dish with roots in Mozambique and Angola, and minchi, a savory minced meat dish served with rice and a fried egg, are staples of the local diet. The Portuguese egg tart, known locally as pastel de nata, has become one of Macau's most beloved culinary exports, and the original recipe from the Lord Stow's bakery in the village of Colonial is considered by many to be the finest version in the world. The city also has a thriving arts and culture scene, with numerous festivals throughout the year celebrating everything from the Macau Grand Prix, one of the most prestigious street circuit motor races in the world, to the Macau International Fireworks Display Contest, which lights up the sky over the Pearl River Delta every autumn. Macau today stands at a fascinating crossroads. The territory covers an area of just about 33 square kilometers, making it one of the most densely populated places on Earth, with a population of around 680,000 people. Despite its small size, it punches far above its weight in terms of economic output, cultural significance, and global recognition. The government of Macau has been working to diversify the economy beyond gambling, investing heavily in tourism, conventions, and cultural industries to reduce dependence on the volatile gaming sector. The construction of new museums, cultural centers, and performance venues reflects this ambition. The Macau Tower, standing at 338 meters, offers visitors the chance to experience one of the highest bungee jumps in the world, while the surrounding waterfront has been developed into a leisure and entertainment district. The relationship between Macau and mainland China continues to evolve, with new infrastructure projects like the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, the world's longest sea-crossing bridge at 55 kilometers, deepening the connections between Macau and the broader Greater Bay Area development zone. As China's influence grows and the world changes around it, Macau faces the challenge of preserving what makes it unique while embracing the opportunities that come with being part of one of the fastest growing economic regions on Earth. It is a challenge that this remarkable city, with its centuries of experience navigating between worlds, is uniquely equipped to meet.